Did you ever play Progress Quest?
Oh man, wait, I'm gonna put this on the screen. I never did.
Um, we can play it right now. Actually, it's pretty good.
Go for it. Do I get to
Um,
watch progress bar?
so info. So this,
Oh no.
since the time before the Vorlak had held the crosshutch at Three's camp, period. The ancient reckoning that held the five still crumpy and their true vine. This is actually parody. So like the guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, it's amazing. Uh-huh.
I just click the giant play button,
Uh-huh.
and I can roll up a character.
Oh wow, look at this.
And the races are amazing. I can play a demi-Canadian.
Demi-Canadian, double Wookie. Enchanted motorcycle. Oh
Uh,
wow.
so what are we gonna be? How about a gyro gnome?
Gyronome, I like it.
Uh,
Oh wow, these classes.
yeah,
Bastard lunatic.
slow poisoner.
Yeah. I got to dig in really deep with the PS5 last night. I had like a nice sesh.
Oh, nice. Tell me more about that.
Astrobot is truly spectacular. Really fun little
Astro's
thing.
Astro's Playroom, is it? What is
Yeah.
the?
Whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Control. Is it all about the controller? Or is the game itself good as well?
Both. Like the controller is really cool, but also it kind of reminds me of like Mario 64, but only 4 hours long.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like actually
More games need to be 4 hours long, right?
I know. Then I switched back to Ghost of Tsushima, which is on like hour 40, which
That game starts to drag.
and I feel like I'm in the very end of the second part of the island, or the very end of the second act, and I feel like it's finally getting to like story beats that are resonant, that are like finally landing. I'm just like, oh, thank God. But,
Are
like,
you doing all of the side quests as well, or are you kind
I
of
I'm doing some of the side quests.
yeah?
I've started. I used the first time when I explored a lot. Then I got the second one. I was like, I'm not going to explore so much.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I do like doing the character stories because like I feel like that's the story.
I love what's her name, Lady Masako.
Oh yeah,
She's awesome.
she's great, and yeah,
She's like every scene she like charges in and kills everybody, and you're
including like
wait a minute.
including you at one point where she's just like, well, guess it's time to like start a duel with you, the person who's killed everyone else on the island. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. But okay.
She killed me. She killed me a couple times. I was still learning to parry.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got the fox charm that makes parrying easier, and
Oh, that helps.
that opened up the game for me a little bit.
Yeah, that and the armor that lets you do more standoff kills. Because then there's like half as many dudes.
Oh yeah, it's completely like you get the 5 showdown kills.
It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I also read this. Or rather watched this one YouTube video of someone who's like not a speedrunner but good at video games. I guess he's a professional streamer, and his technique for fighting in that game was to just instead of dodge, he would just jump, because there's like just as many iframes when you jump, and you also can like get further away.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So every time I fight in that game, it's just me jumping up and like jumping, swinging, jumping, swinging. It's kind of ridiculous. It looks like I'm trying to break the game.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Do you use all of the tools in that game?
I use most of the quick tools, like the bomb, the smoke bomb, the sticky bomb, and the kunai.
Okay.
Like the throwing knives, I guess. Yeah.
But not the black powder bomb or
They're hard to get to.
yeah.
If I'm like doing stealth, I'll like use the firecrackers and the wind chimes, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't think it's too much of a spoiler for me to say that the very end of the game is like a big ass brawl, right? Or it involves a big ass brawl.
Nice.
And I actually started to run out of ammo.
Wow.
during the big ass brawl. Because kunais I really like and smoke bombs I really like. And then everything else I just kind of like never really had enough of to justify using them, because I was like worried about running out.
When the sticky bomb upgrade lets it not hurt you, like
Yeah.
whatever that was. I just started like running to crowds and just sticky bombing and standing there for a second, and it like gets half of them. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but so I started using all of the other bombs and things that I'd never used before,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay. And it might have been a sign that the game has too many mechanics.
It's
I
got a
feel like,
lot.
yeah, I feel like games have too many mechanics these days.
Hmm.
Did you ever play Crosscode? I told you about that game, right?
I like started and I kind of just I think I got distracted by Hades.
Yeah, I mean that's a good call. I mean, Crosscode is a really good game that was made with it clearly made with a lot of care and attention. It's a
Hmm.
labor of love, but it's got 50 bazillion mechanics. Again, like it's got like crafting and it's got like there's like multiple ways of doing combat. I just like couldn't handle it, you know.
It's a lot. I feel like when you have to put like 6 or 8 resources in your game, like maybe something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Like I feel that way about Ghosts. I feel that way about like Assassin's Creed, where there's like I don't know, your boat needs what is it like ancient tablets to upgrade. I'm just like man, fuck your ancient tablets. Like what the hell is this? Like I'm
Right.
pretty sure they can just like put more wood on the boat, please.
Yeah, yeah. I think I remember that now. That's so funny.
It's
Um,
the entire game is spent like having everything but that to upgrade your boat, and I'm so frustrated whenever I play it.
I would even say that even Game of the Year Hades has too many mechanics,
Yep.
and it's intentionally like a tightly scoped game, right?
It also has a plethora of resources.
There's
I
a lot of resources.
Yeah, I feel like Darkness and Gems could have been like one thing, and I would have like had to choose between spending that on my house or myself, and like that would have been fine.
You can unspend the darkness. I think that's the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what you mean,
Yeah.
and it would. Well, I think really more what it is it's basically to give you filler rooms. It like soaks up some of the boons you would otherwise be getting because you get too powerful, right?
Oh yeah. So it's a mechanic that's explicitly meant to be a little trash. I kind of like that actually.
I guess so. Um, but I think what I meant is that like by the time I'd beaten it a number of times or whatever, like I wasn't that interested in playing with all of the different weapons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was too hard to get Titan blood to get to those things anyways. So I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna like get really good at some of these things.
I
Maybe
think
that's fine. Maybe that's totally fine.
yeah. I mean, like it's. I guess it's like the question: do you have to be a completionist or not?
Yeah.
I like playing on Switch because like there are no achievements for me to like see what I'm missing, which is great.
Yeah.
If I when I switch to PC, I'll suddenly have to do all the weapons again.
So I think my PS5 temptation avoidance technique is to go back and play some of the games that I've just sort of bounced off of.
It's a good
And
choice.
let me tell you, there are some friggin' classics
Mm-hmm.
that I just like downloaded and played and then just like didn't follow through on.
Oh, like what?
I have like 2 hours of Control in the bag, and then I was just like,
It is
I
really good.
yeah. Yeah. So I've heard it's on PS4, so apparently the graphics aren't as good as they could be, but that's okay. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's great.
I played it on PS4. It was delightful.
Um, God of War,
Mm-hmm.
oft considered best game of the generation. I played like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm just like,
I'm not quite sure why that one was best of the generation. To be honest, it was good.
So you played through it.
I did, and I had a great time, but also I don't know. It felt kind of plotting in ways.
Okay.
Yeah,
I felt that way too. And again, it felt like a lot of mechanics. It's like, oh, I can throw my axe,
Mhm.
and I can do all these moves. And a skill tree. It just all these things. I was like, oh, I'm not super compelled right now.
yeah. I look forward to your report back. I did enjoy it. It was really cool.
But you know what? The game I downloaded, what I downloaded again, and I'm gonna try to get deeper into. Do you know what it is?
No, what's that?
Near Automata.
Yeah. It's not good until you beat it at least once.
Okay,
I'll say that much.
gonna take some patience. I got as far as like you're on the planet and you fight like the first true like anime boss, which is like a guy who drips from the ceiling and from like this uterus kind of bag thing,
Oh yeah, totally.
and then drops to the ground.
I
And
think
it's actually kind of funny,
is his
you know?
name Adam or
Yeah. It was like
yeah,
exactly. It had some kind of like biblical
yeah.
primordial Genesis kind of thing. Yes. And I beat him, and that was it.
Okay, he's fucking hilarious, and you will definitely see more. Like that
Okay,
scene.
because
That
it
scene
was
was
hilarious.
funny. Yeah,
Even at the time, it was kind of
yeah,
it was just funny. Yeah.
absolutely, 100%.
So I think Nier Automata is the game that I'll try to get through.
I think you'll like it. It's weird. You have to. Yeah, I mean, just play it.
Does min-maxing at all matter in that game? Like, do you have to like focus on getting the right gear or anything like that? Or
I don't really think so. I think if I was to attack it fresh again, I might try playing through the story as fast as possible.
okay,
I'm not sure. There is a lot of side stuff, and I'm not quite sure how it all interacts because I stopped at some point too. But
because I tend to grind just because I don't like challenge.
you definitely can min max into a powerful character.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to give it another chance. I think it was and I say this as a major as a great fan of the Japanese culture and language. It felt too Japanese for me.
Well, I know you're not a fan of you don't like JRPG style games either, so
It's true.
It's like walking that line. It's like that style, but an action game.
Yeah, but I'm also told that it's actually more substantive than most JRPGs. And when I say
think so.
substantive, you think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. When I say substantive, like I think a lot of JRPGs have this kind of like thin veneer of philosophizing, but it's always about some bullshit metaphysics that was made up specifically to help the plot line along. So it's like it always like rings really hollow to me. Like so much Final Fantasy, right? Is exactly that.
Yeah. Have the robots started talking yet? A little bit.
They do talk a little bit even at the outset of the game, right? Like you discover that
Yeah.
almost right away
Okay.
when you go through like a canyon that's like you have to pass through, and then you're in a desert, and then you
Yeah.
like find robots that are kind of wigging out a little bit, and you're like, well, what's going on? And it's sort of the sign that something's not quite what you expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it does do a better job of like just sort of diving into actual philosophy rather than like the weird, like fabricated one that
Yeah.
that so many games do.
Yeah, I remember. Well, it's not just JRPGs though. Did you ever read like any Ender's Game stuff, like Orson Scott Card?
I did, and embarrassingly, far too much.
Well, we're all embarrassed about reading Orson Scott Card, but I mean, come on. The first time you read Ender's Game, it was just like incredible, right? Like
it was, yeah. But I also read the Ender trilogy after that, and I also read like the They Stay on Earth trilogy, which was much less good.
Oh, okay. Because I read the Ender trilogy.
Ender trilogy was, I thought, actually great. At least 15-year-old me did.
Yeah, no, it was. I think I read it after or during college, right? But I remember thinking by the third book of that, they get into talking about in quantum entanglement, right? That's their whole thing, is like how they can like. And I remember there was like, it was either Ender or one of his kids or some other dude who was like in prison on the planet that they crash landed on or something. Like he was like in a jail cell or something like that.
Oh man, these are deep cuts.
It's not a deep cut because it's like most of the action of the book.
I just mean this book was so long ago.
Yeah, I know, but he and like these two characters are essentially talking to each other about this quantum entanglement stuff that Orson Scott Card just like pulled out of his ass, and they're having like these super deep conversations about it. I'm like, what are we even watching here? What am I even reading? Like, what's going on?
Man, I felt that way about. Did you read a bunch of the Dune series?
No.
Okay, so like
I read the first one.
you read the first one. They're on the desert planet, spice, worms, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second and third book fairly similar. They sort of get into like the philosophizing about like the people who have lived on the Spice Planet forever.
Yeah.
Fourth book, main character turns into a godworm, and like sees the universe, and then just tells you about it, and like it's horrible.
Yeah. It's all exposition at that point.
Yeah, and it's like exposition about a made-up philosophy and a made-up universe where you're just like, good lord, please stop.
I don't know. I think sometimes the thing about sci-fi and fantasy is a lot of time it's like 50% world building and 50% storytelling, and it's very easy for the world building to just like spill over and conquer everything, right? So I am actually I'm also slightly embarrassed to admit to this, but like I read the Silmarillion.
I don't think that's bad. I feel like that world building at least gives you some payoff.
You know what?
Maybe.
It does feel like it gets good at the end, but like it's kind of like reading the Bible, right? Like it's very, very plotting and direct and unsubtle.
I do
And
when I like
samey.
Yeah, when I flipped through it, my impression was there was a lot of those like it was like that whatever Bible passages like, and then blank beget blank who beget blank is like kind of whatever chapter I opened the Silmarillion to.
Did you ever play Progress Quest?
Oh man, wait, I'm gonna put this on the screen. I never did.
We can play it right now. Actually, it's pretty good.
Go for it. Do I get to watch progress bar?
So info.
Oh no.
This is hilarious. Since the time before the Vorlach had held the Crosshutch at Three's camp, period. The ancient reckoning that held the five Skullcrumpy and their true vine. This is actually parody. So like the guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's incredible. This whole intro here, but it's so clearly born out of much experience, just like consuming reams of this nonsense, right?
Wow.
So if I want to play Progress Quest, I just click the giant play button, and I can roll up a character.
Oh wow! Look at this.
And the races are amazing. I can play a Demi-Canadian.
Double Wookiee. Enchanted motorcycle. Oh, wow.
So what are we gonna be? How about a gyro gnome?
Gyro gnome. I like it.
Oh
wow, these classes.
Yeah.
Bastard lunatic.
Slow poisoner.
Yeah.
All right, and I am sold. All right, so it's loading the game, and I'm experiencing enigmatic and foreboding night vision right now.
Oh no, this is the whole game, isn't it?
This is the whole game. Yeah. Much is revealed about the wise old bastard you'd underestimated. A series of shocking events leaves you alone, bewildered, but resolute, drawing upon an unrealized reserve of determination. You set out on a long and dangerous journey. Act 1. Heading to the killing fields. And then this is the whole game. I guarantee you, it is like literally rolling dice in the background. I bet it's actually running a simulation. Such is the
really hope
fidelity
so.
to the genre. Yeah.
Now, can you lose this game?
I don't think you can die.
Okay.
Or probably you'd be very low probability to die. I mean, I have a constitution of 5, so, and these are D&D numbers, I think. So, so I have 6 hit points. Very bad for a Dungeons and Dragons character.
Yeah, you're very likely to beat my groove sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm about to kill a koala here. So this is Progress Quest, and you can save your character. You can like make an account.
You
and
can save it.
Yes.
Wow. This is actually just like a very good example of writing.
Yeah. Can I close this? Oh my God, they have a realistic Windows 95 simulator.
Oh, and you're still there hanging out on the side.
Yeah, I'm still there. I wish I could just leave it open. I wonder what the longest gameplay has been. They must know. They must keep stats.
We can't handle that running the background of our simulation. It's too much.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
Oh no.
Level 99. he has a strength of 885,017.
Specialty sadness.
Yeah. What is an M? Is that a million? Is that mega? Oh no, that's 1,000. 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motto. Wee. Oh, anyways, great game.
That's delightful.
Also, Cyberpunk taken out of the PlayStation Store. Pretty
You
wild.
know, I have small schadenfreude. Really, like, I just want them to be punished for crunch and doing something so terribly awful, but they're probably just gonna make more money, so whatever.
It's well, you can get this stuff at least. It's weird. They had a really terrible week, I felt like, because they announced that it was like, okay, we realized that it was that like we're not going to get away with releasing on the last gen consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to offer you refunds that we actually don't have the ability to give to you.
Yeah, right?
So like people were like trying to get refunds on PS4 and like Sony was like, what are you doing, man? We sold you the game. You played the game already.
Which
and then sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought like also extremely rude of them because they're selling an all digital PS5 now. Like they really should do a little better than that.
Yeah. Then they had like a board meeting.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
That was really weird. And their claim was that first of all, I read through this a little bit, and the questioners are like very polite. They're like, "Hi, I've got 3 questions." You know, this is very well considered. He's like a reporter or something like that. Thank you. Now we are ready for the Q&A session. And there was a question in here. It was about like, why did you not know that it sucked on those consoles?
Yeah,
and
right.
was it about like you just not knowing that they sucked on the consoles, or was it time pressure? What was it? And they like totally played dumb about the time pressure thing. And it can only be time pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can only be like we said we were going to release and we delayed 3 times in a row and we're not going to do it again. And somebody just drew a line in the sand, right?
It feels like some like fiscal year crap to me where it's like we had to get it out in 2020.
Yeah.
Otherwise some checks were coming due.
So after that, they stopped the Sony refund thing.
Mm-hmm. Right, they stopped saying ask Sony. They're just like, if you want a PlayStation refund, like check in
just
later.
hang tight. Yeah. just hang tight. And then like basically 12 hours later, Sony was like, okay, we're gonna pull the plug for you.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not even on the PSN store.
I've never seen that happen before. That's wild.
Here's what's weird about that situation though. It's like Sony's not innocent either, right? Like they do a shit ton of like validation. They like when I was working on PS3 games, they'll find all kinds of weird corner case stuff in the game.
Well, I saw that both. I think what they said was that both Sony and Microsoft like saw the performance on like previous gen consoles, and they were like, "We trust you to fix this before launch."
Oh, okay.
Like,
So
there was like a handshake. They're like, oh yeah, that's not the day one patch. Don't worry about it. And Sony and Microsoft were like, well, okay, if you say so.
let's hope that's not the process of how our vaccines are getting out to the public either, right? It's just like we trust you will iron out any unforeseen side effects.
Oh man, not that, but I did see today that there's like our government like can't figure out whether or not to claim like an extra 10 million vaccine doses from Pfizer, and I'm just like, why would you not want to claim more vaccine doses? You don't have enough. Like, fuck off.
For all the things that we got mad at Trump about, I don't think we're mad enough about the coronavirus.
It's
right?
just such a cherry on top of the shit sundae. It's a big cherry.
I think it's the Sunday. Actually.
It might be the sundae.
It's the Sunday. All the other shit, like all the kind of like, oh, he's making fun of handicapped people. That's the cherry, I think.
But like, I don't. Am I more mad about the virus or like the tiny coup that they're trying to have? Like, do we even get a government after this? I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Like this whole yeah. Anyway, Cyberpunk's fucked.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is fucked.
Which really, this is the most Cyberpunk way they could have gone out. So
it's true.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's true. It's very
corporations
very
screwed
corporate.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end, they're going to give people a bunch of free shit that they're going to get addicted to, right?
Which
if you had to get a refund, you'll get your free packet of OxyContin in the mail.
oh gosh, isn't that what they did at The Witcher? There were like 16 free DLCs to make up for how buggy it was when they launched it.
Oh, did that happen? I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, see, the problem is The Witcher was so good that I'm gonna
So
probably
good.
play the shit out of Cyberpunk. It's gonna happen when they
I
fix the
will,
bugs.
just like I played The Witcher 3 years late.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
maybe I should just play The Witcher 3 again. It's what I really want. It's just not. It just doesn't feel like a great use of my time.
You could do it. Have you played it more than once before?
No,
Okay.
I don't think I've played any. I don't think I've replayed a game in ages.
It's
In a long time.
my time is like precious these days. Replaying something
Yeah.
is a lot of.
It's kind of precious, but it's also because we just have too many video games, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, you want to see my cool toy?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this is what I've been working on. Oh,
Oh,
so I have, yeah, I have a thing that lazy loads. I'm using NVM. It's the friggin'
oh right, yeah.
end of me, and it takes like fully 3 to 5 seconds to load a shell. Like when I open a new tab,
It's so weird.
look how long that took.
Well-
And that's with lazy loading.
As I
right?
say, that's because NVM is actually a Ruby script, which is like the worst thing it could be.
It's terrible. It's terrible. NVM's bad.
NVM is pretty horrible.
NVM is really bad. But my work uses it, so it's like. Anyways, that's a long story. At any rate, I just need to run node or something that will cause the lazy loading to occur, and now I can run my thing. So
Nice.
we're going to have an EC2 instance that is going to be generated just for this programming session, and we're going to use remote development in VS Code. We're going to see what happens.
This is exciting. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a fast server, and you're gonna be over network the whole time. That's bold.
It's pretty exciting.
Huh.
Cool. So this is the host that was just provisioned for me. It did generate a local alias though called Jeff and Dom Cloud Dev that I can just SSH into.
Nice.
It does do some port forwarding, so if I want to connect through the game, I can still just go to localhost 3000.
This is clever.
And let's fire it up. I can connect to a host, Jeff and Dom Cloud Dev. It opens a new window. It's a little bit annoying. And I can go into Data Manchester. I have my own EBS volume.
Oh, nice. So
That's persistent.
That's persistent.
So we won't lose our work. Because what happens is if I control C out of this, it'll terminate the instance.
Yep.
So we're not paying out the wazoo.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, that's
I tried
great,
doing
though.
stops and starts, but it doesn't really work with Spot instances. Do you know what Spot is?
Spot's we're using the Slack capacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're using the Slack capacity that will be taken away from us come Black Friday next year.
Yeah. Black Friday. I remember at Heroku, Super Bowl Sunday was actually one of the big AWS days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because everyone who puts a URL in one of their commercials is like immediately inundated with just a massive amount of traffic.
So it is probably worth paying millions and millions of dollars to have a Super Bowl TV spot then.
It seems to pan out, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if you're Walmart, why?
I'm gonna grab the latest stuff. It's even forwarding my SSH key so I can get pull on that server.
You sorted that out. That's great.
I did sort it out. Boy, I was in this long, like, you and I talked a little bit about this, right? There is this thing here
Yeah.
called enable SSH agent forwarding. And therefore you would expect that when you connect remotely, you would have SSH agent forwarding, right?
I would
It seems
expect
like it seems like a normal thing to expect. And yet you can find me arguing into the void on a GitHub issue somewhere. I was being very polite. I'm not going to throw this person under the bus. They're an open source developer. They get a lot of shit, but like, you can see a closed issue in the repository for this tool. It's not open source. It's just a GitHub issue for bug reports, right? Where I'm like, excuse me, thank you for the extension. I was being like I was being obsequious, and I was like, it seems to me that your feature does not quite work, you know. Like, I pasted all these logs and I did all these different experiments, and the person was like, yeah, you need to add this to your SSH config specifically. So I'm talking about this file that everybody has, right? You've all seen it, and you just need to add this line there. And it's like, okay, well, and I was like, yeah, I figured that out. That was my workaround. But a lot of tools, they just let you like pass in a thing that says, for this ephemeral session, I want you to forward my SSH agent.
Yeah.
Right? Seems pretty normal. You can do it with SSH-A. That's the way that you do it from the command line. And he's like, why would you want that? And I felt like I was like at a certain point, like talking in circles.
What is the checkbox for?
And it's like, yeah, it's not what I want, my friend. It's what you want, because you have a checkbox right there. And I felt like I was doing them a kindness by like explaining to them that like this thing didn't work. But I could feel my like ego jumping out of my brain a little bit. I don't know if that ever happens to you. You seem like a very self-assured person. But
what does the checkbox do?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
So the guy didn't even really know. He's like, oh yeah, you know, if I remember correctly, all the checkbox does is this thing that I didn't even understand. And I actually, even like reading it from a technical perspective, just didn't seem likely. But I was just like, I got half, like, there was like this back and forth where it was kind of like, it's like talking to people and they're like, why? You know, like it was like literally like that. And I got like halfway through writing this like long response that was like polite, but maybe passive aggressive in its length. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, what am I doing?
Well, I think, and this is why
am I doing?
You're not an internet troll, because sometimes you don't send the email, and I think that's the key disengagement tactic.
Okay, yeah, is to just chill the fuck out.
It's just be like, this, like, I don't want to even win or lose this fight. This fight is dumb. Wow, that's bizarre, frankly.
Yeah, it was weird. So I was like, you know what, buddy, I'm just gonna happily get my thing working, and then make my kick-ass 3D video game.
Now,
3D.
Did you actually say buddy?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I didn't even say any of that. I said that to myself, maybe out loud to myself. But look, the game is compiling on a remote server. It means that my computer's not freezing and doing weird stuff.
It was that bad, huh? Damn.
Well, no, it was just hard to, especially when we were on stream and I had Zoom running at the same time. Like, just the typing would get choppy. We'll see how it goes today.
Cool.
I think ESLint is running on the remote host.
Great.
Seems like kind of bad. I've only got 4 cores, so
yeah. By the way, did I give you an extra? Did I give you my old laptop that I shanghaied from Shane? Okay.
I've got that 13-inch.
Yeah.
MacBook Pro.
I was gonna say I suddenly have a 15-inch available.
How much of our largesse right now is, or how much of our like technology that we own in our houses right now came from the largesse of chain.com?
I mean, it's becoming less.
Your headphones?
My headphones, for sure.
Yes.
I have one of those Apple 5K monitors downstairs.
The keyboard that you just let me borrow.
The keyboard that you borrowed.
Which is amazing, by the way.
Actually, I have 2 of those Apple 5K monitors from Shane.
The very chair that you were sitting in.
My office chair, yeah. The
computer that you let me borrow. The second computer that you are offering to me.
My other chain computer. Oh, you know what? I also have a 13-inch iPad Pro from them. That's still very usable, and I love.
Oh man, yes, is that the one that you have the keyboard for?
Yep. Yeah, I bought the keyboard, but the iPad was gratis.
Oh my gosh, so worth it. Amazing experience. I
worth it.
learned a lot working with those folks
in so many ways.
Yes. Oh yeah. So if I run a recompile, let's just save a file.
Let's see what we got. Yeah.
Oh yeah. chew up those cores.
Nice.
Wait, did it do it?
I see the cores going.
Nah, it didn't really spin up another build though.
Huh.
ESLint is disabled since execution has not been approved or denied yet. Use the light
Ooh.
bulb. What does that mean?
Wait, there's a.
I would
Allow everywhere.
everywhere. I allowed it. What's happening is the extension is running on the remote host.
That's so cool.
It's cool and yet weird, but I guess it's how they make it fast.
Right,
Because otherwise, we'd have to
want
read
that
the files off the
back and forth. No way.
Yeah, exactly. I had this working. What I had working, or what I thought I had. Oh, you know what's not working? It's that I don't have the 3D branch remastered over my latest changes.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you look at what's this even called, dev.ts? We are using this sucker to watch for file system changes. It comes with Node.js. Turns out, doesn't really work recursively on Linux. I guess they just decided it wasn't
Really?
gonna. Yeah. So I fixed it. Is it okay if I rebase this over master, this branch?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the
Should
best.
we just merge?
Yeah, the best thing about this branch is that it's just the renderer.
Okay.
It's been safe the whole time.
Git
Yeah, merge it in.
rebase master. Okay, so it should work now. How are you enjoying the graphics, by the way? It's pretty fun, right?
The 3D graphics? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm kind of pegging the 4 cores now, right? With the build.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty intense.
10 seconds. All right.
So, I wouldn't mind having a faster computer, to be honest.
Faster than this EC2 instance, or faster?
Yes, faster than the CC2 instance. This is a C5X large. It's pretty heavy firepower. It's got 4 CPU cores.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a way we can get, like, do they have a high compute, low memory? Because we really don't need much RAM.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what the C series
That's what you're
is.
on?
Is
Okay.
like, yeah, it's compute optimized, which basically just means we're not going to give you RAM. Because like, but I can try the Graviton 2. Do you know what that is? It's their whole like new ARM fleet. So Amazon, even before Apple went ARM, decided that they were going to start abandoning Intel.
Wow.
In x86. Yeah, so they starting to roll out their own stuff.
Dude, I did not expect ARM to be, like, the thing this year.
Oh yeah, ARM's hot.
Maybe I should have. Yeah, maybe that's my own naivete.
Raspberry Pi is ARM.
Is it actually? I thought it was a tiny Intel. It's an ARM.
It's an ARM. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, ARM's cool.
Dude.
I kind of want to learn ARM assembly. I don't want to learn x86 assembly, but I want to learn ARM assembly. Seems simpler. But the game runs. It runs in 3D. Oh god, look at this, silky smooth. This looks so good.
It could be silkier or smoother in the encoding, but if it's running better on your side, right?
It looks pretty good on my side.
That's great.
I'm gonna say.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chop. I don't know where it's coming from.
We got to get our debug debug something back in there.
Oh, because of the frame rates.
Yep. Oh, and also maybe the chop is the network lag.
Well, I'm getting there could be network lag that I don't necessarily see. I'm not watching the stream right now. Gosh, these walls. We have perspective, Dominic.
Yeah, you like how I tightened up the camera and field of view too? I feel like it looks more game-like these days.
It feels very game-like.
Yeah.
Gosh.
How cool is this?
We're going to enjoy playing this, I think. It's incredible that it worked, by the way. I don't know. Every time we do anything in this game, I'm just like continuously amazed that it worked at all. The bullets are weird. I do agree with you that the bullets are weird. And I don't know why, but we'll figure it out. What do you want to work on first? Are the turrets smaller than the walls?
No, they should be the same cube model.
Okay. I just had it in my head that this was like slightly lower than the rest of this because this is all just like a contiguous gray blob.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if we got a little lighting in there?
Oh, you want to do lighting?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe poke at some shaders.
Okay. How do we want? We need vertex normals for lighting.
We need vertex normals, which there's an easy addition for that in OBJ file, so we could like extend the OBJ file and like start writing normals into it.
Did the OBJ file that you copied and pasted, did you include the vertex normals, or did those?
No, but you could find one for a cube, very like an OBJ cube is nothing.
Okay. Sounds good. But do we also want to get the debug draw working yet, or is that boring? Let's do lighting.
Let's do lighting. I feel like we can debug draw in our own time.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to put a 2D canvas on top of this, right?
All right. Serious question for you.
Yeah.
Where did my browser go? Oh, you know what I did is I just hit the wrong hotkey. I wanted this, and I wanted to just make it a little bit skinnier. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. It would be nice if we resize the viewport to recenter, but
Oh yeah. I mean, we had the code for that. I would be extremely down for that again.
okay, let's do that really quick,
Yeah.
just so I can warm my brain up a little bit.
Yeah.
Clients.ts. Do we trap any resize events in here? I felt like we did at some point.
We used to. Was it possibly in the 2D renderer?
Set viewport dimensions. So client main does call sync viewport size when the window gets resized. Viewport dimensions get set here. And so what we need to do is we need to tell the renderer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to resize the canvas? Or does that happen automatically? I'm talking about the HTML.
I think that is going to resize on its own, and it's really the renderer inside of it that needs to change.
So
I think
we will be able to tell, right? Like, I think we can just look at the canvas here. Does that look like a 714 by 978? It doesn't.
I think that's your original, but the if you go to the computed tab on the right, what is it? Okay, it's still.
I think it's still virtually that size.
Oh, yeah, because I think we're setting those attributes explicitly after. Yeah. The CSS is for 100%, 100%, but yeah, we do set the width and height. Okay.
Okay, so what that may mean is we just add this function here.
Mm-hmm. And how do we set it the first time around?
We just read it off of the canvas.
Ah, gotcha. Yep.
Set viewport dimensions. And then likely what we do here is, do we need to like physically resize the canvas? Can we do this?
Yeah, that should be the attribute.
And I think we need to do this dot ctx dot.
Zero width height, maybe?
Yeah, D0, D1. Because we called viewport somewhere else in this file. Yeah. So we're basically just repeating this.
Let's do it again. Yep.
Yeah. And I kind of hope that that's it.
Let's see.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. It totally didn't work.
Damn
it. Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Well, an attempt was made, and that's what
An
counts.
attempt was valiantly made. Let me try reloading again. I have 11 problems.
Oh yeah, but there's always so many problems when we actually look at the TypeScript these days.
Yeah. Is there a way I can auto-fix this?
Nice.
I'm still a little bit uncertain what is running on the remote server. So we're gonna kind of find out together today.
Cool.
Okay, so it's not responding to controls. What's going on? Okay. I just wanted to recompile just to make sure. Okay, that's looking promising, right? It didn't.
Do we
It kind of
have?
monkeyed their aspect ratio a
Yeah. Do
little
we have
bit.
an aspect ratio that's cached somewhere? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But oh, you know what we do?
We do. Okay. Yeah.
It is our uniform needs to change, right? Our perspective transform needs to change.
Mm-hmm. Can we wrap this up? Can we set dimensions? We just paste this all in there and do it, call it the same thing every time?
Yeah, I see what you're getting
Yeah.
at. I don't think the viewport, I don't think it matters what order we set the viewport.
Nah.
Glad I decided to reload.
Did it reload?
Not yet. Everything else in here, just do D0 by D1. Oops. Letting it compile. Should be done by now. Hot reloaded. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. What a nice little win. It's a good way to start off the stream.
Man, it's 3D stuff almost makes so much sense. It's really cool.
It almost makes sense. It's true.
Okay, sweet. Oh gosh, normals. Normals are the next one. It sounds so hard. Is it gonna be hard though, or is it actually gonna be like piece of cake?
I think it's just tedious, right? Where do you find your OBJs?
I just searched cube obj and like got it. Yep.
All right.
And there's texture coordinates and normals. Yep. So the F format is that it's mapping multiple, like for that face, it's the first one is vertex 2, vertex normal 1, or vertex texture coordinate 1, vertex normal 1, if that makes sense.
I do. Yeah. So basically this means the position, the normal, and or maybe this is the texture and this is the normal.
That's the texture and that's the normal.
Because that is the order in which they declared these.
Yeah, and I don't think the order actually matters in terms of which comes first in the file, but I assume they're doing it to match the format for F. And that looks correct because the normals only go up to 6 in that third value.
Makes sense. All right. What do we call the cube? Oh shit, we have a different OBJ for every single one of these things, don't we?
We do.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll shade some walls
We'll
first.
just copy and paste. Yeah. So basically what you're proposing is that we copy and paste all of these things.
Sure.
And then I think probably the goal is simply to get this working first with the new values. And then once we have that, we can actually get the lighting working. How's that sound?
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Okay. So where can I find the OBJ loader?
It is in models index.
Great. Right. Oh, this is nice.
It's not bad, right?
Yep. And then a model, is that typed? It is.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're really talking about here is we want normals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now we are just doing triangles, is that right? And we're not using index buffers.
Correct. Though we certainly could switch to that given that the way faces are formed.
Yeah, let's do one thing at a time.
Yep. And I was going to say, let's skip the texture stuff too.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how you do index buffers with this. I mean, there's probably a way to do it. It's just that I don't know if you remember when we went through the index buffer example on the WebGL fundamentals state diagram thing. The indexes for positions and the indexes for normals had to be the same. So there was a little bit of stutter in the normal array because as a result of that.
Can you not make a similar buffer of normals for that? That sounds really familiar though, when you just said that. So
Yeah.
Huh.
I wonder if you can do multiple element arrays. But let's not worry about that for now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's just I think just being naive about it and keeping stuff 1-to-1 is super easy.
Okay. So normals, your points go in here.
Mm-hmm.
This is your faces. So maybe normals read from the file need to be.
I was gonna say my faces faces need to do some splitting for the slashes. Right now it only expects a single number in F.
Mm-hmm. So this is the stuff that's going into the model itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I did something like this? So this is model types, and this is like the model definition. Oh, I see. We're just passing in a string here. And
Mm-hmm. It's not the.
we're getting obj here. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me call this the.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't do what I expected.
That's really surprising. Oh, because you renamed the TypeScript. You renamed the type value, not the actual value. Which is weird that that's not the right thing to do.
Oh, I see. Yeah, normally I just would do that, I think.
Huh.
No, wait, I'm thinking of a different language. This is, you have to have that, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah. And so what I would like to do, where I was going with all of this, is I want to have a model that is
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can't push, can we? Into a float 32 array. Is that right?
No, I think, am I just converting it at the very end? I think might have just ended up like making a normal array and wrapping it as part of the output. Because yeah, it's much nicer to be able to push. That's why those are number arrays. Yeah. You could use set. Set's the only option that we get.
Yeah, but we don't know what the size is up ahead of time, right?
I think you can create it without a size. Maybe not.
I guess it kind of makes sense. They're going to tell me just to make a regular array,
and wrap it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm just playing with names here because we have like too many different names, right? We have points, which are also vertices,
Oh, yeah.
but they're they're OBJ vertices, right?
Boy, this is one of those things that's strange to look at in retrospect. Yep.
And we'll do normals here, right? Okay, so we are going to push into object verts if the components one is equal to, it's actually not one, right? It's basically Vn is the normal. Is there a starts with?
It's going to be component 0 is VN still because it's split on white space.
Oh, okay. So these are strings we're comparing it to.
Yeah. So we should be able to check against VN. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because the material thing does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
I forgot I did materials.
And we're probably not going to be scaling these though, right? Nor translating them.
I don't think so. God, I hope not. No, they're normals, right? That's the shtick.
All the Vim users are laughing at me right now.
Oh, someone hopped in the chat. Verte Dinde. Hello. Who is Verte Dinde, I wonder?
Kind of a cool name.
That's a cool name. Well, welcome. We're adding, working on adding some shadows to our 3D renderer. But first,
It's not shadows, some kind of light effect.
yeah, lighting in general. But first, Jeff has to wind his way through the 3D object parser that I just like wrote on a whim one afternoon.
It's okay. It's just the first time I've had to deal with it directly, right?
No, it's great. Yeah, it's good validation or destruction of whether or not my concept was actually workable.
Was a problem? Did I change something?
Materials, components.
I think.
Oh, brilliant! I was gonna say I think it's that components indexing into materials is, yeah, it's unknown. We could have done some stronger typing there.
Yeah, I see. Okay, we're pushing on the colors, and now we need to push on the normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the normal is going to look like this, except that this is OBJ normals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually need to slice this, right?
Yeah, we do.
So
it's really that components 1, 2, and 3 all get split. Because components 1 will be 2/1.
yeah, so what we're saying is the vert indices is components dot map of
Mm-hmm.
chunk dot split.
Yep.
Or so I don't do multiple splits. I'll say like split chunks. Split defs equals components dot map of def dot. Wow, that was a whoa.
Hey,
Split
so
on
aggressive VS Code.
very aggressive on this, right?
Oh, there are actually multiple users in our chat.
I'm totally doing. I'm totally.
1404. Shout out.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? I'm
Miscellany?
doing Rust. It's so funny. I've been doing
the
app
Rust-
code
the
in
Rust has
Rust,
gotten
and the
you.
Rust is just coming out, right?
And Saddest Kitty. Hello, hello.
Nice. Welcome everybody. Good to see you.
Did
I
we-
can't actually see you. I don't have the chat up.
And I'm reading their usernames out of chat, so
Yeah.
they could be anywhere. They might be standing away from the computer, not near a keyboard. But we're
Yeah.
glad you're here.
Listening to the dulcet tones of our voices on a Thursday night.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a choice.
Yes. And then so the vert indices are split defs map def 0. And the normal indices is 2, right? Because the middle one is the texture coordinate. Is that right?
Oh, if we're gonna keep it the same, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm not going to edit it at all. I'm just copying and pasting.
The nice
I'm
thing-
still doing the thing.
It looks right to me because I was writing Ruby today. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say the nice thing about the way this parser is working so far is you can actually drop it in there with the texture coordinates too, and we'll just ignore the lines and skip the vert index.
Oh, we can do parse int over here, right?
Wait, parse int.
Is there strings?
Of the split? I think you have to parse int on lines 82 and 83 individually. Because you can't parse int the array. I wish.
Damn it, Dominic.
Does Rust do that? Because that'd be dope.
No.
Ah,
it
sorry.
doesn't.
And on 81, I think components we have to drop the first one. Component 0 is F. Yeah.
This is looking like real JavaScript here. Can I do that? Oh no, it's not going to let me.
Nah.
Nah,
Too deep.
you shall not pass. And we're subtracting 1 because these are 1 indexed. Is that right?
Yes, they are one indexed. Dude, you're blowing up my system. This is great.
Is it okay? I mean, I hope
It's
okay.
really okay. What I did is super silly when you try to do it 3 times in a row.
The color is just, we only have one color.
We're not,
right?
yeah. The only thing that colors do is that the material flips whatever the current color is. So we'll get there.
Oh yes, I think I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's actually stateful. Like if you put use material in, I guess that's where order matters.
Where does use material normally sit in the wall?
It's right there on line 33,
And it's when you define the faces that it matters. Right?
yeah, and you could put one between every face. And
Yes, and that makes a ton of sense actually. So should we be reading the material as we iterate through? Oh, we are reading the material right here. Okay, that makes sense. The normals should be new float 32 array of the normals.
Yep.
And this condition is always true. What do they mean by that?
Condition is always true.
VAOs, is this not equals undefined? That's probably what they're looking for. Is any type because expression string. WebGL2 rendering.
Oh, because we're drawing array. Draw arrays is it should be like GL triangles, but we're actually passing in GL triangles or GL lines occasionally. And I don't think we found the type for that.
And what was going in here? Did we just pass in the word triangle and line?
I think
Or is it all
so.
caps triangle and all caps line? Is that basically how we did it?
Yeah, let's go back to the models index. I think that's... Or
Oh, this one here. Yes, that's what we
Lines,
did.
yeah.
Lines and triangle.
I think that's, yeah. Right, because it's triangles or triangle fan, or, yeah, triangle strip. Yeah, I guess we didn't find if there was a type for that or not.
I don't think there is. I think it's just like some number, right? So we can either do the GL one here, or we could make our own enum. I'm not sure I
Wait,
care.
is the string not valid?
It's not valid because
Oh, we're
CTX is not a
yeah.
is not a stringable. It's not a map of strings to things.
Right.
So it'll work at runtime. This is a valid like JavaScript thing. It's not valid TypeScript.
Nope. Yeah. I was worried we done something very strange. Okay.
That's okay. I think what we can do is let's just say that like, what primitive if VAO, or let's just do a switch on VAO.primitive.
Mm-hmm.
If it's triangle, this is going to be really dumb.
This .ctx triangle, yeah.
Equals this .ctx triangle.
Zzz.
Z. Lines.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I need case. I'm literally writing Rust in my head right now, just like doing match statements and things. And then
that becomes primitive. Yeah, that's great. Nice.
Okay.
Good fix.
And then here we're missing a return type.
I realize that this is because I have not set up the ESLint extension on my new laptop, and that's where all these errors came from. So,
no problem.
Sorry about that.
Oh, we return a model here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why is it complaining about this?
It's not assignable to type model.
Did I replace something? I might have.
Or did we just not put it in there? Honestly, if I wasn't running any type checkers, maybe there's nothing. Triangles or lines. Oh, everything else needs to include triangles by default, I guess. Doesn't it? Wait a minute. Oh, and lines are missing their normals. Boof. Can we get away with an empty array and just sort of have the renderer deal with that?
Yep. That's totally acceptable.
Because actually, yeah, it'll index into... If you index into a float 32 array out of bounds...
When can we return a number? Oh, it's this. Oh, but this is a for each.
Mm-hmm. I assume it's...
So when is it? When are we returning a number?
Returning a number?
Yeah, it thinks that we can return a number from this.
Oh.
Type model. Oh, model type of string or number. Never mind. I was misreading that. It's not assignable to.
It's that the model returned at the end. This function is missing the primitive as well, which honestly begs the question for me: where did triangles get stored?
Oh, we were setting a default here.
Ah, okay. Well,
because the VAO cares, but the model.
Now it's
the
required.
model's always going to be triangles, right? Except for terrain.
The terrain is triangles too, isn't it? We don't do strips.
Oh, you're right. It's just the grid, right? You're correct. So this is just.
Sorry, my cat is flipping out behind me, like trying to eat her own tail. It's great.
Oh, interesting. So this basically needs to be the type model here, right?
Oh, yeah, that's just a whiff.
And then where do we get this? Is that this that we're getting it from? Do we define model multiple times? We did. Damn it.
Hooray. Oh, wait, what is that? Model path, model circle, model line?
This is all the 2D rendering stuff.
You want to just delete it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
With extreme prejudice.
Yeah. We don't need that. This ain't no flatland. Has it always been delete permanently? That's so strong.
Yeah, it is very strong. We're gonna see what breaks here. Oh, this is just the thing that I added.
It's the one you just did,
now.
yeah.
And so, is this being exported anywhere? Good lord.
Those aren't right.
No, it's not right.
Maybe not.
That's
Nope,
where I'm
export type
exporting.
model. Oops.
All right. There was a ton of refactoring that we wanted to do anyways, right? Type layer is not...
I bet because the knitmap probably does not return a model because model wasn't exported.
but it's a terrain layer, which is a terrain.layer, which is...
Oh, sorry. Go back to that error.
What the
It's
hell's
it's
going
a
on?
different thing. We're loading model. So, what does a knitmap take on line 161? I think it should return a model.
It says it's returning a terrain.layer.
That's weird. This works.
So did the terrain layer have these as just additional properties? I wonder if that's how we implemented this.
Oh.
It did.
We could add a model property to the terrain layer and pass that into the loader. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Anytime there are public, values here, you know that it's a little bit sketch, right? Let's just be good citizens about it. And then the normals for this, it's just gonna be a bunch of the same value, right?
This is another one where I feel like could we get away with. Well, I guess we know the normal. The normal is always up, and that's actually gonna be nice.
Yeah, it'll be weird, but it'll be fine.
Wait, I normally.
What up always is 0 on the x-axis, 1 on the y-axis.
Right, because we're using the right coordinate system now.
0, and the normals are smaller than this. They're not this big. So I think we need to redo how we're setting the normals, because the normals is 1 per vertex. Oh no, wait, this is right. It's just that we need to repeat this a shit ton of times, right? Why are there 3 here again, or 6?
6 points per face. We're doing 6 points, 1 color per point. I think maybe you should make 0, 1, 0 a constant called normal and just splat normal 6 times, or do that.
This is what we're looking at, right?
Yeah. Right, because every point has the same normal here.
Perfect. Okay, I get it. And then there are 18 of these things here, which is why the stride is 18. Wonderful. And then the model here is just vertices, this dot vertices, colors, this dot colors. Immediately, it feels like there's got to be a more efficient way of doing this, right?
And the primitives just triangles. It does.
Triangles. Like, we shouldn't have had to repeat this so many times. This is also a little bit repetitive, but
Yep.
whatever.
What?
And then now I gotta
Oh,
import
import it.
this.
Yeah.
And now we can go back and finish the original thing that we were trying to fix. And I think we're back to a steady state.
Boom. That looks good.
And
so,
yeah.
Does the game still work?
Yeah. So the question is, does the game work now? Oh, good Lord. I think because I deleted a file. It's free. It's flipping out.
Do it again. It's nice. It's nice that Yarn Dev's just on the remote server. Everything works as is.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. Something is actually importing model. I think something depended on that. Maybe source slash model. Oh no, we don't want to see that. It's gonna be big.
Be brave, Dom.
We broke so much. Oh, but I saw model in there.
These are all things that we care about, though, right? Let's just really quickly.
Okay. I'd say some of this stuff, like, let's not fix the builder system, but otherwise I'm with you.
Yeah. Default model renderable.
We could delete it.
I guess we're not using this anymore, are we?
No.
How are we? We're just setting. We're basically just have a string on every entity, right? Is that basically how we did it?
Yeah, every entity declares its. Is it a model? It declares something. Yeah.
Yeah. That's gone.
Entity manager.
Entity manager.
Yep.
All right, this is all long overdue. It was going to get in our way sooner or later. I don't regret doing this right now.
Nah, me neither.
Line 21. Okay. The builder.
Oh, this system don't work.
It doesn't work, but it's not going to compile.
It's gonna, yeah, not without that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Should I just delete the builder?
What is renderable now? Is it a string? Just call it wall.
Oh.
Yeah, make it wall or bullet or something.
Is it renderable? Is that what we called it?
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, we kept that.
Or we can call this like not a real model. How's that?
That'll definitely break. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll break at runtime.
Mm-hmm.
Lodash. Don't make me laugh. Do we still use that anywhere?
Oh man, maybe not.
I think we're using it for deep copies, something like that.
Oh, deep copies. Did we need it in the quad tree at all? Maybe not. I don't think
Bullet,
so.
core. I don't know if the quad tree was going to survive. It's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I need to chuck it. And then this is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a real model.
Is this core? Yeah. Someday we'll have our turret cores back in the game.
So I've been reading this amazing book.
Okay.
Do you know Stripe Press?
Yeah.
They're freaking awesome. Stripe is a great company, working on like the most boring thing possible, but they hire really great engineers and they have good taste, and they publish these really great books. And I'm reading The Making of Prince of Persia by Jordan Mechner.
Ooh, that's...
Who is the kind of like writer, designer, artist, programmer.
Right, that was a one-man band.
Yeah, that was a total one-man band back in the day when video games were one-man bands. Now they're two-man bands.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm. Or one woman, or one non-man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're worth more, I think.
We're just lazy.
Or we're just lazy. It's true. But the funny thing about that whole process was that the entire time he was making it, like he'd already kind of like gained a lot of fame and notoriety for making Karateka.
What was that?
So Karateka was just like a kind of primitive Street Fighter for Apple II. It was like
Oh.
one-on-one. Let's.
Oh wow, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this
soup.
is a little bit more high res than it would have looked on Apple II. I guess this is probably an Apple II screenshot. Yeah. This is great. Classic.
Wait, I like re-released on PlayStation 3.
What? Oh, you know what? I think I heard about that actually. Um, it's a little bit sad that, yeah, this must be the PS3 version. That unfortunately, Jordan Mechner's legacy. Wait,
Okay, yeah, sorry.
the positive side of this is that Prince of Persia was incredible because he was like already this kind of like video game making wonderkind. Uh, then he was like in the middle of making Prince of Persia. He just graduated from like Yale or some Ivy League school. Moved out to San Rafael because that's where Broderbund was. Do you remember Broderbund?
I do remember Burger Bond.
Where in the world was Carmen San Diego? Do you remember that?
Oh, they were great.
Yeah, yeah. They made a lot of cool games. Didn't Myst publish? Didn't they publish Myst?
I was gonna say I thought they were missed. They were kind of
Yeah.
were they a little edutainment-y, but also made real games.
Yeah.
They made a lot of games. Wow.
Yeah. Broderbund were very prolific, but they had a whole education division. At any rate, Jordan Mechner, just like on the top of the Apple II world, and he's out in San Rafael making Prince of Persia, and he's doing all this like cool like Prince of Persia, the way that they did the animations.
It's
Oh,
so
it's gonna be all
it's
this,
so hard
like-
to find not the Jake Gyllenhaal looking dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so all this stuff is essentially rotoscoped, right? Like
Yep.
he basically like took photographs or like videos of people doing this stuff. Then he project the video onto a wall, take a picture of the wall, and then digitize the photograph of that, right?
I was gonna
So it
say,
was like
I've seen this because he posted the animation reference.
yeah. Yeah, and he was like really inspired by like the Errol Flynn Robin Hood film, the final sword fight, and you can see it in the game. At any rate, the whole time he was trying to become a screenwriter, like a
No,
Hollywood
no
screenwriter.
way.
Yeah, the whole time he was like, Prince of Persia is the thing I'm working on while I'm trying to do the thing I really want to do with my life.
Huh.
And
That's unexpected.
the amazing thing is that he actually like at the time he was like driving down to LA talking to agents, right? It was incredible. Like there was a director who is like a real Hollywood director. I can't remember what films he worked on, but he like was having lunch with him like every month, and like it was like, I really want to do your script. And sadly enough, like I guess nothing ever kind of came through. And also Prince of Persia kind of took over his life, right? Because it became such a huge game. But he eventually did make eventually screenplay a movie that got made.
No
And it
way.
was the Jake Gyllenhaal Prince of Persia.
Oh. Well,
Right?
you gotta be careful what you wish for, I guess.
So I don't know. There's a lesson in all this because he also made like Karateka for PS3. Prince of Persia obviously got made into like so many modern versions, right? There was like the Sands of Time, Prince of Persia,
Which honestly, in my mind, is
kind of legendary, right?
as good as the original. Yeah, it's like
Yes.
just a different generation.
Yeah. And then there was Prince of Persia for PS3, which was not as good but still pretty rad.
Yeah.
Did they invent wall running?
I think Sands of Time did.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, totally. As
And I
said,
think sorry,
I
go ahead.
put the animation reference video in our Slack, and I've seen this before, but every time I see this, I'm just like, wow, that kid's really good at like moving exactly like Prince of Persia, like down to some like very strange like mannerisms that
Yeah. I think this is his brother actually.
I believe it, especially the jump, like that's
Yeah, he kind of keeps his arms raised a little bit, right? Because this kid is just a kid, right? He's not like a natural athlete.
Yeah,
But he peeled
it's
out pretty
great.
nicely there. So yeah, I mean, even like the way that he's sort of like stopping here is it's a childlike bearing comportment.
yeah.
So anyways, one might say that Jordan Mechner is a bit of a one or two trick pony because everything that he's done is either some form of Prince of Persia in like a multimedia way or Karateka. And yet at the same time, it's just kind of funny what happens to you when you at least just like try to keep at doing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't turn out. It's like it doesn't turn out the way that you think it's gonna turn out. But like he did some really fucking cool shit, right? Like he was able to accomplish a lot of.
I mean, wouldn't you love to be a one-trick pony? I would.
If only, yeah. I would love to have the one trick. I just want to be a pony, you know,
Well,
of any kind.
Go back to Progress Quest; they got you covered.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
one of the races.
I mean, seriously, I think probably my
Talkie
life is not too distinct from Progress Quest, right? I've just kind of coasted through, kind of did what was expected of me, you know, just applied a modicum of my effort and sat on my privilege. But no, we're gonna make a Bolo remake.
We're gonna make Bolo, yeah. We're gonna use our skills for extremely fun.
Yeah. Anyways, fantastic book. It's really kind of cool.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. Like just reading about, like, I couldn't believe reading that. It's basically his journal from the time. So like at the time, he just kept like a journal, and it was just incredible. I was like, oh my god, this guy made one of the historic, legendary, like Hall of Fame video games. And the entire time he was doing it, he was like, I want to be a screenwriter.
ESK1404 in the chat says, I think most people would like to have one trick that good.
Yes.
Yeah, for serious.
Yeah, and it's not like he had like negative feedback from being writing a screenplay either. Like it wasn't just like, you know, your friend who's writing the novel, you know, that kind of thing. Like he actually had a screenplay that he sent to an agency, and they flew him down to LA, and they're like, we're gonna make this movie.
Oh, I think that's the key. It sounds like he's a person who finishes things, which
Yeah.
is really freaking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it turns out having anything done in Hollywood is just like a weird crapshoot where like you get lucky or you don't because someone like wrote a check that day.
And then, you know, he got to make his screenplay, right? Like, even if we chuckle that it is Prince of Persia again, like, he fucking hung out with Jake Gyllenhaal for like a while, right?
Again,
like,
if that was the only movie I made, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Because it was a successful movie. It was like, at the time, I think it was the most successful Hollywood video game adaptation until
Monster Hunter this year.
No, I think there's like a World of Warcraft movie, which I don't honestly recall, but
I watched that on a plane.
You did? How was it?
It was a really good movie for a plane. It's
okay.
not. It was horrible.
Okay, maybe that doesn't bode well for the Prince of Persia movie, which I think I saw and thought was fun.
I remember watching that also and thinking it was a fine movie.
Yeah.
Would not recommend Warcraft, frankly.
Okay, I will avoid it.
Give me a StarCraft movie. Now we're talking. That's just Starship Troopers.
It kind of is, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah. And Starship Troopers is dope.
It's really dope.
Yeah.
Everything Paul Verhoeven from that 10-year period is exceptionally good cinema.
Yeah. There's this one scene in RoboCop, you know, famously directed by Paul Verhoeven. RoboCop is in Criterion. Did you know that?
It deserves to be.
Yeah. I
RoboCop
think
is great.
Starship Troopers might be as well. But there's this one scene where like there's like a hostage situation in an office building. This is like when they first start unleashing RoboCop onto the scene. So it's like a pseudo montage. Or it's like the thing that you do before a montage where you actually show like a sequence of things and then it does the whole like RoboCop's
setup,
in Detroit. Yeah. And so there's a hostage situation in this office building, and RoboCop ends it by throwing a guy out the window. And indelibly, I remember this is just like a priceless piece of editing. And I didn't even know what editing was when I was watching the movie, but after it was done, I like had whatever the equivalent of in my brain, which was like, that was good editing. They like had the movie shot of the guy getting hurled out the window, and then they replay it again, but it looks kind of grainy, and then they zoom out, and it's like the little like talking heads video on a newscast.
Oh, I love that.
It was so good.
That's a good edit.
So good. Yeah.
Vertedinde confirms RoboCop is awesome.
Yeah.
They're super correct.
Yes.
All right, we're fixing TypeScript, but
yeah, we're getting good stuff here. Okay, so this was all necessary and important. Not a real thing. Fix me. Oh God, what did I get us into, Dom?
I was gonna say, don't run the type checker. Let's see if it compiles. Because I don't think we anywhere that we're using models, unfortunately, is the problem. That's what we killed. So
I think I agree. Is there a way I can just compile without running the whole freaking thing?
no,
See.
I don't think so. I think we can search for tilde models if we really want to kill some stuff, though.
I mean, I have a script for building the client. It's just not in here. And
Really? That's cool.
well, it's what this is running, right? This is doing it. Model.ts, but it's not telling me where it's referenced, right?
Just look for tilde/model. I think that's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, one thing at a time.
Yeah, we haven't really tried to attack the TypeScript problem yet for all the classes that we orphaned a while ago. Oh, the renderables.
Wait, is this the actual tree? The tree renderable is just not used anymore, right? This whole class.
It's just not used anymore. Yeah.
It's blown away. Holy smokes!
Yep, the tree renderable is no, that can all go.
No, I just hit too many Control Z's or Command Z's. Remove, fix everything. Do it for me.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's in the OBJ now. Guess what else isn't used?
See you later. Gosh, look at all this code. Whoa, this whole file.
You're in the player renderable file.
Yeah. I will delete you permanently, sir. Same deal here, right?
See, this is great.
Yeah,
lose all these.
I like deleting code is the best thing in the world.
I made a merge request at work today that was plus 8,000 minus 16,000.
Oof.
It was great.
That feels good. Merge request.
We use GitLab.
Okay, cool. You know what? Potato, right?
I've ranted on this before. Merge request makes more sense than pull request.
Yes. You know what? You're absolutely right. What is the crosshair? This is just not going to work. I'm just going to comment this out.
Yeah, it's not used.
We want the crosshair back eventually. The tile indicator, also same deal.
I think we might have taken that system out. I don't think this is getting run.
The crosshair system? No, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's not working right now, but it was working a little while ago.
That's true. Right, when there was a renderer for it. Good point.
That's all fine. Oh, this is the editor. The editor is going to be just broke as hell right now, right?
Don't worry about it. Yeah. That's
Okay.
I don't know what we're gonna do for a map editor. It'd be nice to actually keep the 2D thing.
Well, that's actually a good idea. Like, Can we still render the game in 2D? The other thing I was thinking of was that maybe the game should be the editor. That's always like the holy grail.
I like that. Yeah.
And we're always talking about holy grails, right? The holy grail of our multiplayer implementation. We kind of chased it for a while.
If we're gonna make it, we might as well make it right.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna figure out how hard that is.
Yeah, and then having the game as the editor is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Imagine playing a multiplayer game, but then multiplayer editing.
I mean, I feel like I remember this from the StarCraft map editor, where it was basically just the StarCraft engine, but you could play stuff. Is it gonna work?
Well, it's a lot of.
Oh, I think maybe you want to get a new window, or it's broken,
or it's just broken.
Hard to say.
Draw model VAO of undefined.
Canvas renderer, Canvas 3D 183. That actually might be broken.
Okay. The
VAO.
VAO.VAO.
Yeah,
that is fine. Is this... So this is itself undefined. So the key... Oh, if it equals undefined. It was just a logic error.
Boom. There we go. Right. Instead, we were letting through everything. That makes sense.
All right. Invalid primite.
Huh. Well, I feel like that's the error for sure.
Yeah, there's a spelling error.
Oh, crap. I was hoping that we had a
So
variable
what
called
is
primate.
triangle?
Triangles. Yeah.
Hey man, this is all running on EC2 right now. Isn't that amazing?
I'm so stoked. Hey, and we're
Yeah.
back ish.
This actually looks super dope.
Yeah, wait, hang on.
Do 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 do. I think we're just like misinterpreting our vertex positions incorrectly. We've got stuff going underneath
Oh
the
no,
ground there.
Jeff, I think the cubes have always been going under the ground. Whoops.
No, I think
No?
the new ones are not centered around the like their registration point is the center of the cube rather than the
Right.
bottom of the bottom face.
Oh yeah,
That's the
because
issue.
I modified the cube model for that before. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But this looks hella dope.
Wait, can change the aesthetic. We really should have just done this a while ago.
Yeah. Um yeah, this is totally fantastic. You know why this is broken?
What's that?
Well, trees are going to be broken and the tank is going to be broken. I don't know why the terrain's broken.
Why would anything be broken?
Well, the trees and the tank are broken because they don't have face definitions that have slashes in them.
Oh, maybe we should check. Maybe if we only add normals, if that's in the object loader. Otherwise, do a blank array.
Yes, I concur.
I
I think we only do
yeah.
that.
ESK1404 points out we are already vaporwave. Like, we could just embrace this and
Yeah, exactly.
let the broken renderer just take us home.
So by the way, ESK, we are going for vaporwave eventually, but we were trying to do it the mature software engineering way of just kind of like gradually maturing away from our original primitive art to the 3D rendition of that, and then going to vaporwave. But it feels like our destiny is to go straight into it.
It's the programs has just kind of explicitly asked us for it.
We just
in a very
need
pleasant
like
way.
we just need like a badass synthwave soundtrack. And
Mm-hmm.
this would be sufficient.
Yeah, put some Kaczynski on here and we're good to go.
Yeah. Do you know the game? It's like Mirror's Edge, but you're like a cybernetic ninja.
Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner.
I really want
yes.
to play that.
I do want to play that.
I'm waiting for the PS5 patch.
But the soundtrack is dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Listen to the soundtrack.
I can do that.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a way of projecting it onto the stream right now, but
That's
that's
okay.
the soundtrack that would sound exactly like what this.
We will put a link in the show notes and
Yeah.
recommend it. Yeah, when does this come out for PS5? Not soon
Is it
enough.
not out yet?
It's out, but not the next gen upgrade.
See, that's the curse of the PS5 right now. It's like you're just like you gotta kind of hold out for everything, right?
Well, here's the thing. I'm using it to play Ghost of Tsushima in high resolution and 60 FPS. And then I was thinking I'd play like Monster Hunter in 60 FPS because that was just free with it, and that'll probably eat a year of my life, and then I can go do something that once there's an upgrade.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of other great games of the last generation that I played a few hours of and then didn't continue, Monster Hunter World. Yeah.
That's that came with it, and I'm looking forward to giving that a shot. I hear it's good.
It's good. I confess, there was such a depth and variety of
Speaking of too many
objects.
systems.
Yes, exactly. Too many mechanics. And then also, it was the combination of too many mechanics and like what I can only describe as extremely spongy enemies. Just games where you just hit the enemy like literally hundreds of times to kill them.
Yeah, I believe
Which
that.
I think for the vast majority of game players or gamers is really entertaining because it's one of the best selling games of the last generation. And yet it was not for me at the time that I engaged in it.
It sort of feels like a twist on the I feel like maybe Shadow of Colossus was a twist on this, where it's like everything is a boss fight.
Yeah.
Every battle just takes a minute and you kind of have to like work your way through it.
It's also one of the games that's just like so content rich, again with the mechanics and systems and stuff like that, that there's a kind of like an obligatory amount of like interstitial jank. It's just like kind of like it just like the graphics are a little messy and smudgy and things kind of blur together. And
Love it.
You know what would be rad though is, do they have crossplay with PS4 and PS5?
I think so. Well, I think because I'm playing the PS4 version. Yeah. You want to play some Monster Hunter someday?
Yeah.
You
See,
already-
the multiplayer would be good. I will actually blame my brother partly for my lack of enjoyment of the game because he and I bought him a copy.
Mm-hmm.
I bought him a disc copy
Ooh.
because we're both looking for like multiplayer games to play, and it's like let's play Monster Hunter. That's what everyone says they want to play. And he doesn't have the patience for like vast open world grind games. Like he wants to play Destiny, he wants to play Division.
Aren't both of those open world grind games just online?
You know, you're
Wait a minute.
You're absolutely right, and like as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, you know what? I poorly described this. Let's just put it this way: you can fire up Destiny and just play like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's fine, right? Because like the moment to moment gameplay is what the real thing is about.
Totally.
Where I think Monster Hunter is really more about like tricking out your character and like doing all that kind of stuff.
All right.
Let's fix the graphics.
Yeah. Get them.
Gotta tighten up the graphics on level 3. You know that joke,
I
right?
do. I seen that.
Okay.
I remember that old commercial.
Like Westwood Community College or something like that.
Something. Yeah.
Just gotta tighten up the graphics on level 3. Man, we would joke about that when I was working in the game industry in 2006. So that's how old that joke is, and it's still equally funny to me right now. What is time? It's nothing.
I mean, we do have 3 levels, so we can do it.
We could totally do it. We technically are tightening up the graphics on
In level 3.
what could be the third of 3 levels, depending on
Absolutely.
one's perspective. What should we do first? I think everything's broken.
The normals. It's that we shouldn't be doing normal coordinates. We shouldn't be doing any of the normal stuff.
You want to fix the tanks. I want to fix the terrain, actually, I think, because the tank is not drawing as a result of that. Because the tank is black anyways, right?
But where'd my trees go?
Yeah, okay, let's get your trees.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough, Dom. You've got me.
Well, and like the walls lost their color. I feel like, yeah. I don't know what I feel like. I feel like the normals are
Yeah,
doing
the
too much.
color is magenta by default, right? Did we do that in this? Yes, we did.
Is there any console log actually? I'm surprised.
Good call. Invalid attempt to spread non-iterable instance.
Okay.
All right, that's promising.
Yeah.
Wall line 49. I'm guessing that is entities line 49. I was wrong.
Huh. That's not what I expected at all.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
highly.
this is the new cube though. Let's see. Sorry, it's in get model on models index 53. It's putting us in a weird spot, and then models index 103. It'd be nice if it printed like the directory ahead of that.
But it's complaining that the spread is in wall.ts49, which.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe we're just crazy.
Try
Okay.
Go to 103 in here. I bet it's the normals.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it is.
So this is a non-spreadable.
Because there's nothing. Object normals should be.
Oh, we're not. Yeah, this is. Well, it should complain about this too, shouldn't it? Or is that fine?
That looks like it made it. Huh.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, let's just study this for a second here. Well, no, the normals and the vertices are the same data structure, right? They're just points. And if it's a face, the face has. So maybe it's just the way that I'm doing this. This sure looks spreadable to me.
Looks a lot like the last thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is object.normals, what's the type of that?
It's the same thing as obj verts.
Okay. Very, very reasonably.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe just log object.normals right before we do one of those spreads?
Okay.
It's a stretch, I know.
It'll be big.
Yeah. Or it's
Well,
like
I like
nothing.
big things. Yeah. Or it's nothing.
Type error failed.
That's maybe what it is, actually.
One of because some of them don't have normals. I think what happened is that we got to anything other than a wall.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Okay.
So basically, I think
I bet
norm
actually,
indices should be totally empty, right?
I was gonna say I bet if you logged norm indices there, it would also be nothing for this particular.
Can I do this? Is
Yeah,
that
that'll
a
work.
thing?
It just prints both objects back to back.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm both happy and sad that I work on different languages at work and at home.
it keeps the brain fresh, maybe, but honestly, it makes me feel really dumb at work sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, just that's just been me the last 2 hours, right? If norm indices.
Oh yeah, there you go. You're indexing into undefined 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Why can't I? You should let me do what I want, computer. Now we will wait patiently for the compile.
So I'm gonna have to do a palette swap after the stream because this looks way better.
What looks way better?
The broken game.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance, but
it looks really good.
I think I'm just tired of looking at the grass and mountain.
I know what
river
you mean.
terrain.
Is this the same thing going on here? Okay, I'm gonna keep the console log. Why was I hasty?
Yeah, norm indices is link 3, but it has 3 undefines in it.
Oh shit! How was it link 3?
Because
Push them on there.
push,
Well, there's.
I don't know. It's lower down. It's when you do the split on F where we totally parse into higher. Yeah, norm indices is a split of 3 things. Index 2, which just doesn't exist when there's not a. Like on the tree model, it's just F as a single number without the slashes.
I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry, was I explaining too much?
No. You weren't.
Okay.
You weren't. I was just being a dumb robot.
Okay. Phew.
I think what we actually need to do is we need to do different things depending on the format of what we're looking at here. So if there is a slash, then we know that it's got the triplet format. I think that's what that means. I don't know what OBJ does actually.
You could
Presumably
maybe,
there are more attributes than just the 3, right? There could be a ton. Right?
Possibly it might just be the 3 though. You could maybe do if on line 86 you could do if splitdefs.length greater than or equal to 3 map this, otherwise map empty array. Like we don't want to put undefines in there. And maybe they are optional? I don't know. And then that'll work? Yeah. I know, I'm feeling you though.
Do we get the trees? We didn't get the trees.
Damn. There's still a console error. Man, come
It
on.
appears to be the same one. Our brains just aren't quite firing on all cylinders right now. We're just thinking about Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal.
That will do it.
Yeah.
A cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
But this time I'm surprised that actually has anything in it.
I'm a little surprised with myself. Could be the build thing. I feel like sometimes when it says it builds, it didn't actually build.
It's like one behind, yeah.
It's one behind, yeah.
And yet, it still did it. Huh.
Still doing the thing. Split defs, is that always going to look like 3?
But you're splitting on slash, like it really shouldn't.
What if I also logged components?
Let's see what we get.
And components is the space separated
Correct.
items on the line. F129.
Yep.
And
That's
okay,
probably
so
the tree.
let's think about this. Component slice one, we skip the F.
Uh-huh.
We map this, we split along the slash, which should just give us an array of around each of these, right? Array of 1, array of 2, array of 9.
Mm-hmm. It might be
Then
interesting to log split defs instead of components to see what it actually was working with there.
I agree. I mean, that's got to be the thing that has the issue in it, right?
I
Otherwise,
guess.
otherwise this would have worked.
Right? Shouldn't that have been good? Oh. What? Wait, what? That is really weird.
I get it.
What is it?
No, I don't get it.
018? Wait, it's off by one of components? Wait, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, we subtract 1, right? But the problem is that components is each one of these strings. For each one of them, we split on.
Oh, it's
We map over the split and not.
right.
The other
Sorry,
way around,
we want to
so-
check splitdef's 0.length because we're looking for the length of f after we split it.
Yeah, I also think that probably the vert indices is wrong at this point. I think we just need to parse it in 2 different ways, basically.
I think vert indices is right. Okay.
Let's just print it out. I bet it's wrong.
Okay. Well, I could see it there as vert indices was essentially what got printed out at the. It didn't print. That's interesting. Oh, there we go.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's correct.
Because when you printed splitdef, it was a correct vert indices set. I think line 87 is just splitdef's bracket 0 because we want to see that we have 3 defs to index into. Splitdef's yeah. All right, one more saves the charm. Got this.
It's just the word line.
Just the word line.
Is it -1 that it returns?
Yeah. I like it. I like where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think this is a bit clearer.
I agree.
I mean, probably we should have if statement here that says like, oh my God, we got our trees.
Beautiful.
And some thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Because we didn't copy the cube model over, right? So the old cubes are going to be weird.
Oh,
cubes.
the old cube has been eaten by the walls.
And you can barely see the tank,
but it's
which
there.
actually looks pretty good.
This is great.
Yes.
Palette swap, baby. We're gonna make this game. Oh,
It's going to be amazing. This game is already fantastic. Can you believe it's 9 already? It's almost time for Advent of Code.
Yikes!
Yeah.
That went fast.
It did go fast. It's because we're having such a good time.
Time flies when you're talking about Prince of Persia.
Yes. What shall we fix? Should we fix the model, or do we want to fix? I kind of want to fix the ground.
Let's
Can we
fix the ground.
terrain?
Yeah.
So what's wrong with the terrain? It's fine. The terrain's fine.
looks
Come on,
great.
game.
Um.
It's got to be the way that we're forming the.
Yeah.
The thing is, we didn't change any of this stuff, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. That's really freaking weird. The thing that changed is that now we have get model.
Okay.
Does get model specify triangles? It does because TypeScript forces to.
Yes.
This all looks like the right stuff. What assigns the stud vertices and colors and normals? Did we actually run something that instantiated those values?
The constructor does.
The constructor. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. What if we? This only ever gets called once, right? So if we do const foo, was this, and we return foo, this will allow us to print foo.
Print ln with an exclamation point? Nah, I'm just messing with
Soon, soon. I could be command line debugging too. I think that would work. Did that work? Didn't work.
you. I don't know.
I still got some console logs somewhere.
Oh, yeah, probably over in this sucker.
Yes, this one here. It looks like it's not getting called, or maybe it got called. Oh, it got called up here. Oh, good God! Did you know that we had 100,000 elements in the array?
I did, because I think I ran the math once and I was like, can the browser handle this? And you were like, it don't care about all these triangles. These ain't nothing. So
Yeah,
it don't.
maybe it doesn't care. All right.
It runs pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I got money. I'm gonna spend it. So it looks like it's making it, right?
You wanna just pop into like vertices, like the first chunk of that array, and just make sure that like we are putting real values in there.
Okay.
You can. I mean, just expand it over here, and let's make sure like the 0th.
Good call. Boy, this is amazing. How did it know?
Vertices looks suspiciously
Zeros and ones.
Yeah, flip into the middle of that. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not
right.
looked good.
That ain't it. So there's a problem. I guess that there's suddenly. Oh, you've evaporated.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't look like a human to the machine learning once you
get this far back. Yeah.
It's not about distance. It's about the angle of my body. No, maybe I'm just cursed. I'm just cursed.
Let's see. Well, that sure looks like the normals to me, frankly.
It does. Like, but what do we do with the verts?
Let's go back to the layer. Right? Yeah.
So.
Because this one we don't actually read from the obj file, and we're just
the vertices.
Huh? Vertices.set. Do we do this vertices.set again? That would be silly.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
It's literally right in front of us, the zeros and ones.
Yeah, right.
And this game's gonna get done. It'll get done.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Man, these graphics are a downgrade.
They're a downgrade, but for a good purpose.
Yeah, I know.
These have vertex normals on them, so we're gonna be able to shine a light, and it's gonna look real cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the reason that the walls are magenta is that the material it's asking for doesn't exist. But if you say use material wall, I think it'll be gray.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool. Yes, Kay says, I swear 90% of the time spent debugging is something like that. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. In our case, probably more than 90%. Let's be real.
I've definitely wasted an entire paid workday looking for a comma. And when I found the comma, I was just like, I can't believe that was it. 8 hours of my life just down the drain.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've reached a reasonable stopping point where we've made the game worse, but in the hope of it eventually becoming better.
This is great because like next time we can just pop open the shader, pop some normals in there, and we should see them working.
Trivial.
Nothing. No big deal.
Yeah, we pop some normals in there, and then we got to like write a light equation in our shader.
Mm-hmm. But we have a simple one in our example file that we can go back to too.
We do. And then what do we do with vertices that don't have normals?
Great question.
Just let them be.
Yeah. Or we give everything the default normal of like 0, 1, 0. Some things will just look weird.
Yeah. And if once we have normals, we can have lights, which is very nice.
Ah, that's so exciting.
Yeah. We can have multiple lights too.
I honestly do not comprehend how that's possible, but I look forward to it.
Well, you have to. It's a fixed number of lights.
Oh, like you run an equation.
The shader literally iterates over them, or.
Yeah. Oh, this is what baking the light map means. Like you have to turn all your lights into something the shader can read, and then it just applies them in sequence.
Yeah. Now, when you say light map, that makes me think of more of like a texture somewhere.
Maybe so. Okay.
So what that almost sounds like is there's some pre-computation going on for the lighting, how light should affect a surface.
I truly do not know.
Or it's environment related.
Oh, okay. Maybe so.
How many more things do you want me to speculate?
Yeah,
about. Like I can
making,
keep
making stuff up. I got you.
Yeah, I can just keep making it up.
But you're making it up is like at least 50% more qualified than my making it up because you've done this.
You know, thank you for the vote of confidence, but I actually haven't.
No,
that's actually that's the unbridled thrill of what we're doing right now. It's like I kind of really haven't done 3D engine stuff. I've worked on a 3D game, but like
that's thrilling because I thought we were still. I'm glad we're in new territory for you now. That's perfect.
Okay, no, we've been in new territory since like July.
Oh,
so
man, you're sure you haven't done this before? Okay, great.
Yeah. So. Okay, I did want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to take next week off for the stream, but yet I feel like we have a head of steam. What is your gut? Because it's not like I'm doing anything.
Look at next week, but like it is the holiday.
It is the holiday.
Yeah, one of those is Christmas Eve. I vote we take next week off and resume on the 28th.
I'm gonna actually keep working on the game because I think it needs a lot of like
refactor.
Exactly. Just like turn your brain off and like edit stuff.
But right? You want to not have like a scheduled stream to do on like holiday week? I'm down for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm going to be attempting to play Nier Automata.
That's really what this is all about.
Is playing Nier Automata. Yeah.
No, that sounds great. I think that makes sense. We literally like have almost not taken a break since April. We took a break. I went away for a week. I think maybe you went away for a week once. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but every time you took a break, I took a break.
That's true.
Because we never attempted to solo the stream. It'd be very strange. I don't think I could do it at all.
No, I'd probably stream myself playing a game and forget to talk.
I think the back and forth dynamic is essentially what this is. Like, when you strip it down, two dudes talking about what they don't know about for real.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is it. Thank you all for joining tonight. It's good seeing some new people in chat.
Yeah.
SK, welcome back.
Yeah. Vertex, thanks for hanging out. Really great having all you out here. Oh, there's a lot of users in chat. That's interesting.
Nice.
I don't know how many of those are real or not. Maybe we got raided.
I'm down for that.
I don't know.
Press triangle to raid.
Maybe if everyone subscribes, we'll eventually get Twitch affiliate, and that would be great.
We can pay for it now. So we can
I don't want to. That's cheating. I want to earn that shit. I want to earn that badge that is meaningless.
Yeah.
But says that we're real streamers instead of pretend streamers.
I agree. You can share it on your LinkedIn. You have an extensive LinkedIn profile.
Network. I forget about that. I should really post that I have a new job and all that shit on LinkedIn. You're right. That's my bad.
People want to hear from the DeGrati. They want to know what's he up to.
Let's hope so, because they're about to.
Yeah. I'm also way behind on devlog stuff. I feel like we have a nice backlog of blog.
We should write a netplay blog for sure. I think that
netplay for sure.
That story has reached a conclusion for the moment.
Yes, I think so. Netplay. I think the neat stuff we're doing with TypeScript.
Mm-hmm. There's an entire blog post about Immutable in there.
Immutable. There was also the IDs that we did.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. Even this cool cloud building thing that I've got.
Yeah, solid dev tools.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Cool. All right. Well, everybody, we will see you not next week, but the week after, which is still not 2021.
Yeah. We'll see you in that nice week between Christmas and New Year's.
I do want to do a New Year's Eve thing if you're still down for it. Because we're not going to party on New Year's Eve-ish. Or 9 o'clock, when we're done with the stream, then we'll party. Because that's actually when you're supposed to party for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You know what? Let's play it by ear.
Okay.
Play it by ear. Like I don't want to hold you to anything, and yet at the same time, I will probably just want to work on the game on New Year's Eve.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, sick.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great night.
Later.